Hi, I'm Intruder Green. You might know me from things like Arrowhead Ales Brewing Company, Big Muddy River Correctional, and Meta. Welcome to the Intruder Green podcast. I gotta let you guys know a real serious thing. It's gonna be the last episode of the podcast, and unfortunately, Master Intruder is breaking up forever. And my identity is Tyler Perry of Hollywood fame. I just gotta let you guys know that because it's April Fool's Day. Yeah. I don't know if that was a good April Fool's joke to play on anybody. I hope it wasn't too shocking. But the truth is, I'm not quitting this podcast. I know I've been slowing down lately, but we're still going. All right. And Master Intruder ain't played any shows in like 2 years, but we might be doing something sometime soon. Or maybe not too soon, but sometime. But yeah, it's April 1st, 2022. The world's going, just when you think things are going to get better, they fucking never do. But that's neither here nor there, because we got an interesting show today with my buddy Simeon, who does Super Rad merch. You may have heard of them in the ad breaks that I do on this show because they're our number one sponsor. Been with us since the beginning of the podcast. And Simeon's a great dude. This was a fun interview. It's a little long, so I'm going to try to keep this short. But yeah, I will give a shout out to the producers of the podcast. We got Luke Ellis, Heather Royston, Gem City Sabrina, Sarah Koenig, Audacity Crash Clothing, Chelsea McNally, Cardboard Box Colony, Carlos Hernandez, and Fast Eddie Knowlton. All right. Thanks, guys, so much. Like I said, Simeon has been doing this with us for a long time, and it's been cool having him as a sponsor or whatnot, but he's also just a fun dude. We've, known each other for a long time. So when I knew he was doing a merch store and whatnot, I thought that was pretty cool. And he's got a lot of great bands on there. It's been fun to see him sort of grow his business from just getting started to like getting all these really cool, like a lot of Fat Records bands around there, It's good stuff. Like I said, it goes a little long, but I hope it's enjoyable because we definitely had a good time talking. And without further ado, on with the show.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from
Intruder Green,
an inmate at the Durham Correctional Institution. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1.
There's the button. Yeah, all right. 45 minutes,
That's
baby.
scary.
Oh, wait, no. Our
All
time
right.
is unlimited because it's just the two of us. I had that band Avenues? They're from
I was
Milwaukee.
actually just listening to that one on the way over here. Yeah, I love Avenues, dude. Those the Brooks twins are sweetest dudes ever, man.
Yeah. It's funny because I didn't know they were twins. And then I was like interviewing them and I was like, I don't know, because we only met them a few times before and maybe they just weren't both in the same room at the same time or something. Or like, obviously we saw them live, but I was like, okay, I don't know. They look different enough that I was like, maybe they're brothers, but are they twins? I'm not sure.
Well,
anyway.
One does wear a hat usually and one doesn't.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
but they could probably switch it up and be like, now you wear the hat and everybody's going to think I'm you.
Exactly. Yeah. They don't dress as identical twins like, a lot of children do when their parents dress them. So their parents must have stopped dressing them at some point, and now you can't really tell, if they're just twins or brothers. My question is, with like twins, like at their age now,
Yeah.
How do they both have the same physique? Like if I was a twin with my brother, dude, like he's skinnier and I would be like a super fat version of him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
weird.
I mean? I feel like that probably happens and it would probably be weird to see, but people, when it does happen, people just don't believe them. They're like, hey, we're twins. And it's like, it's like the movie with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Right. And everybody's like, yeah, right, whatever.
Yeah.
They're like platonic so twins or whatever they call it. Sure, why not? But not identical.
I'm going to go down this like rabbit hole of looking for twins where one's super skinny and one's super overweight, just so I could see, because I don't know if I've ever seen or noticed it. So
I bet Google's full of it. Just ask what's his name? The conspiracy theory guy, Joe Rogan. He's probably got something to say about it. I'm sure. Yeah. Sure I don't know why that popped into my head, but I bet he's got a take on it. Right now. That's right. Yeah, he's in the news. Sure.
He's in the news. So
yeah, that's right. But what I wanted to say is when I was doing that the episode with those guys, as people who heard the whole episode probably know, I don't like to pay for stuff in case that wasn't clear from the band and my whole thing. So I do the free version of Zoom, and when you have a group chat on a free version, you can't go over 45 minutes recording. So it was funny because it was getting right to the point where we're going to get cut off. And I was like, okay, well, we got to go, guys. And they were like about to say goodbye, and we just got cut off. But it was like, I think everything kind of like lined up and it was all right. Like it was kind of getting to that point. And I was like, well, if we get cut off, we can always call back. But we were so close to the point where we were going to say goodbye. It was like, yeah, I guess we're done. Like, we don't need to call each other back.
You made it that far.
It was close enough. Cut. Yeah. We might have collapsed right before the finish line, but we kind of like reached out a finger and touched the flag or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something about sports.
You were right there. It's like the relay race, and you were like relaying whatever it's called, the stick to the other guy, and it kind of just fell and just like gave up on the race.
Yeah. He grabbed it. We got it close enough,
Yeah, exactly. Close enough, man. And that's all that matters now. You don't have a what is it, $100 million contract with Spotify. So you don't have the 45 minutes is fine for now.
Yeah. I like how speaking of this whole thing, I think somebody was like, oh, this other company's offering Joe Rogan like $100 million to quit Spotify and go to them. And I'm like, yeah, that's a nice story, but I bet there's a lot more in that contract than just Joe Rogan gets $100 million, because like he's going to have to pay for all this fucking shit if he breaks that contract with Spotify. And I bet it's not fucking worth it.
No,
anyway,
absolutely.
It's just the funny things people come up with, and they're like, oh, just do this instead. And I'm like, yeah, like whatever. I get it.
Because that's how it works.
Yeah. And I get how like, Neil Young and all these musicians want to quit Spotify and protest and everything. And, I don't think it's going to like get Joe Rogan kicked off. I mean, it's kind of actually cool of him. He kind of took the high road where he was like, I didn't see his actual statement, but he was like, kind of like, owning his shit and being like, all right, like I really respect some of these artists, so I don't want to piss them off too much. So I'm going to try to do better. Sorry, guys. So they did get something out of it, but like, I think that's probably going to be about it. Anyway,
the funny thing, I can understand like how they're pissed off at the contract. Like my whole issue is
that whole labor dispute
and the money that he gets.
Yeah,
when
versus
nobody else
the money
paid.
Exactly. Yeah, right.
Like, because there's worse fucking people than him on Spotify. I guarantee.
Oh yeah,
that these people should have much more problem with than him.
I'm sure. I mean, yeah.
I never listened to him. I don't know anything about the dude, to be honest with you. But
yeah, I don't either, except for what I hear from from other people,
from memes and the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
From scrolling through Facebook
and he was on the Man Show back in the day. Do you remember that on Comedy Central, some shit? And I thought like, that's and that other show where they made people eat pig butts. Fear Factor or whatever. I think he was on that. And then he was like super into MMA. And I'm like, this guy don't do MMA. I mean, he looks tough. I won't fuck with him, but like, I don't think he does MMA professionally.
No.
I think he just talks about it.
I think he just knows where he can make money.
Yeah, which that's better than I can do because I'm sitting here doing this podcast and money's rolling in. I'm not complaining, but I ain't getting $100 million, so not yet. You know, we gotta.
Yeah, right, man. I bet your fucking sponsors don't even pay you on time.
Oh yeah, it's what are they? The cost of doing business with people that you care about.
No,
companies you care about.
I think it's called working in the punk rock
also
community.
That. Absolutely.
And everybody knows how much money is always there. Other than the $1 million I make every month.
That's right. But you got like $999,000 of overhead you got to deal with. So
exactly. Everything's at a cost. I live that lavish lifestyle. Like right now, we're actually talking. I'm on my yacht. This might look like a shop.
I was gonna say, it looks very yacht-like.
Yeah, I didn't make a yacht. I had somebody build it for me with all my money.
Yeah, that's what you want.
But I wanted it.
Making your own would be the poor man's way to do it.
Exactly.
Through YouTube videos and whatnot.
I'm not getting my hands dirty with that.
Nah.
No, that's what I have all this money for. So I actually paid somebody to build me a yacht, and I wanted to, still stay true to myself. So I had them to look like a warehouse.
Oh yeah. So you
I could
feel like comfortable. That's right.
Exactly. And so, I can write it off and say, well, this is actually my shop.
Yeah,
like
that's right.
If I showed you outside right now, I'm actually like in the Virgin Islands.
Oh, that's a good place to be when you live in the northern Midwest because it sucks there at this time of year. So why not go
there? Might look like Salem, Wisconsin from where you're at. But out my window right here, I just see other big yachts because I only talk to people with big yachts now.
That's right. And that's what you do when you got that kind of money.
I don't let them on mine though because they're like, they'll be like, oh, what is this? I'm like,
they might rat you out or something and be like, hey, this guy's a Midwestern blue collar dude. We don't
exactly.
I could tell. I thought something was up with his accent, but then I met him and saw his yacht, and I was like, oh, something's up here. Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
It is. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Well, so I probably got to this in the intro that I'll record later, but we're talking your Simeon from Stupid Rad Merch Company, which has been a longtime sponsor of the Intruder Green podcast. I think basically since episode 1.
Yeah,
if I remember right.
When you were going to start doing this, we actually, you were doing a DJ set at G-Man in Chicago.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And we when the podcast was going to come out, and we kind of recorded a video at the G-Man in that little foyer part. Yeah.
And I don't want to speak for you, but I'm going to assume that we were both pretty wasted during that.
I've never even been drunk, dude.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. Yeah. I forgot. It's another straight edge interview. Well, I was definitely drunk enough for both of us. So,
I'm definitely sure I was drunk.
Yeah. I mean, if you were in a Ginger Man and you weren't drunk that night, you were having a real shitty time.
Exactly. What's the point of being there then?
Yeah, there was none. But yeah, so it's been a pleasure to have you all these years because it has been multiple years now that we've been doing this. Actually, I should say we.
And thank you for letting me and continuing to let me.
It's been a pleasure, and I think we talked about having you on the show since the beginning, so it's good that we're finally getting to it. That's another punk rock thing where you're like, oh yeah, we should do this thing that'll be real cool. Yeah, we should.
Yeah. It's having an idea and then talking about it for 10 times and then finally being like, okay, let's just finally fucking do it because we can.
It's kind of like being like a sniper in the military. I think it's like you got to just wait for the perfect moment, right? When the timing is right, that's when you do it.
And that's kind of what it was like, dude, like coming out of COVID and everything, and just it feels, even though like everything was operational throughout the whole time, man, like it just kind of feels like starting a new business. Especially on like the branded side of stuff, like just not being able to go out to events and like do stuff and like get the name out there, and even just like go to shows and talk to people that have supported Stupid Rad and the bands that we work with and everything. Like getting back into like 2022, I really wanted to like try to make a push again for everyone and everything like associated with Stupid Rad, because like everybody's been in the same boat. So I just I wanted to get on here and, just talk and all that. I have nowhere I was really going with that other than self-promotion and how awesome I am.
That's, well, you really put yourself into your brand, and people who know the website and know all the bands that you deal with, and just like your branded stuff. Like I love it because you're just constantly just, I don't know. It's like, I want to call it pulling shit out of your ass and just putting it out there, which sounds
it's exactly
bad.
What it is, dude.
Well, that sounds bad, but it works for like this thing, because I don't know, some cool artists who are coming up with tight designs and whatnot, and you could put cool stuff out there. Like I don't know, like I'm guessing the band stuff probably sells more than the branded stuff, but the branded stuff is so much fun. You got your mascot and you got this fucking thing, and it's cool. And people need to understand that what's cool is band stuff and the industry that supports them. And whether that's a merch company or like the bars. Like I went through a thing a while back where I was like, I got too many fucking band shirts, which, okay, I guess technically you can never have too many band shirts, but I was like, maybe I should pull back a little bit, because that's the thing, when you're on tour with so many bands, you're always collecting so many. So I was like, I'm just going to buy, like bar and club shirts. And that was a cool thing for a while. But then I gotta open that up to like having like Stupid Rad shirts and Fat Records shirts, because I'm like, I gotta get the industry, like the bands are gonna be fine. I can deal with them later. Whatever.
Yeah. The people that support the musicians too, because it's not like anything is free to do, So, and that's kind of like what the branded stuff was all about to start with anyways. Like, well, if I can have my own branded stuff and sell that shit, I can, have a lower cost for band merch and have them make more money out on tour or on their web stores and all that, That's kind of how that all came into play. And it is like where you say, like, I brand myself with it. Like it's always just been about stupid fun, know? It's just whatever, man. Like go out and get drunk and act stupid and have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Always. Can we talk about how the business got started? Because I know a little bit about it. I don't know if it's too personal about like, your transition from kind of being like a working class man and just deciding to do this instead. Yeah,
man, for sure. Like I was landscaping and snow plowing and for 16 years. And I fucking hated it. And it was a family company, which I, worked for. And then initially I was a sole owner of it. Yeah. And I couldn't deal with it anymore. I just hated it so much. I shut it down and I bought a button maker. And some of the first buttons that I ever got paid for was Mass Intruder buttons.
Oh, hell yeah.
For you guys going down to Fest. And they were like the different color, like all the green, yellow, red.
Like the blue, same design, just different colors.
Yeah, different colors. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just started making the buttons and stuff, and it just felt good to be able to, do my part and help out or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was. I was talking to someone, and it was after show at the 25 Years of Fat tour, which you guys were on.
Oh yeah. What
And,
town was it in? Which one was it?
Chicago.
Oh yeah.
I actually.
House of Stairs.
House of Stairs.
Yeah.
But I was talking to actually talking to a drummer, and afterwards, like through texting and stuff, and just like about kind of how it is after tour, and you go, work and everything, and you have to go back to some job, it's hard to have like a super professional job when you're touring the world and stuff.
Yeah. And it's hard to plan crimes good, like,
dude, exactly.
You get back and you're like, all right, I guess we need to start the drawing board, erase the drawing board. How do they say that? Back to the drawing board. That's it. Yeah, erase it and start over. We forgot to erase it before we did the last one. I hope the FBI didn't show up. Anyway,
the shitty thing for you guys is probably like you get back from tour and you're like, okay, well, I was eyeing up this store that I need to go rob. Gone when you get back.
That's also true. These days, shit's turning over like crazy, and you never know what's going to happen. You're like, you case a joint out, a week later, it's something else, and you're like, well, I guess I'll just go get some tacos. Oh no, your microphone fell off. Oh,
it's done, dude.
I think it's all right.
You'll have to like get the keys for like Amazon fulfillment centers and stuff. That's the new, or create your own blockchain and tell people it's something really cool.
Yeah,
that you're selling, and it's crypto. As long as you use the word crypto, like. And people will put their money into it, and then you just fucking take it. Fuck them.
Go on. I'm writing this down.
Okay.
This is my new get rich quick scheme that's going to keep me out of jail until it'll put me back in prison, but it'll keep me out of jail,
Yeah, right. Exactly. So yeah, you just have to come up with your own form of NFTs or,
that's the new
coin or whatever.
That's the new American dream, apparently. Except I think a lot of people who come up with those aren't American, so I don't know how it works. But anyway, we're getting sidetracked here. I want to go back.
I get sidetracked so easy.
Well, it happens. I think that's like half of what, or at least like a third of what like podcasting is about. It's people don't really want to hear the actual interview. They just want to know. You find out so much about people's mental illnesses when they go on sidetracks, and then you're like, "Oh, really? That's where they went? Okay, all right."
You're like, "Wow, we were talking about your wedding, and now we're talking about that time." Like,
you shit your pants in grade school or something. Yeah, I know. Exactly. I tried to keep it somewhat clean. All right.
And then you started talking about your family and crying, and here's another sidetrack that I'm going on,
exactly. But it's all relatable.
About my family, and now I'm going to start crying.
Oh, yeah, but it's all relatable. Everybody cries about their family and shits their pants, so it's good.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, up until that point, it was kind of like, bands, man, you guys tour the world, you're making all this money, it's awesome. Like,
yeah, we're making tons of money.
You get to support yourself off your music, and you come home and you don't have to work until your next tour.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't have to steal.
Yep. And we got agents and lawyers to set up the tour for us. We don't even have to think about it until it's time to get in the van.
Exactly. Well, not van, tour bus.
Oh, that's right. That's how we do it. Because punk rock got big in the 90s, and everything since then has been gravy. That's the way it works.
You guys are still all in all those teen movies, and
that's right.
Like, you're going to a pool party, and then like that pop punk plays, and you're like, oh yeah, time to party, cool guys.
Absolutely.
And then like
everything is in Southern California
losing their like all the high schools lose their virginity that day.
Absolutely. It happens. Yep. That's the way it works.
Because of pop punk.
That's right. it changed everybody's lives for the difference. I don't know if it's better or worse, but it's definitely different. Oh,
So yeah. So anyways, the crashing reality that isn't actually the case, where bands can't make money, and it's pretty impossible to support yourself from your art these days. So I was like, that sucks. So that was kind of like the button maker thing, was to get that and to help out where I could. And it just went from like buttons to shirts to web stores to whatever, man. Like it was kind of I always tell myself like I have no right to work with some of the people I work with, like it all just happened. Like it's not like I had all these contacts and knew all these people. It just was like a snowball, and it rolled and built up, and it crumbles apart every once in a while, but
well, that's why it might sound like I'm trying to S you D or some shit, but that's why it's important to have somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing at the helm, because eventually everything's gonna fall apart, and you got to pick up the pieces and do what you can to keep the boat afloat. And you got a yacht, so you know all about it.
Yeah, I know all about it, especially like when something like messes up in our printing press in our yacht.
Oh yeah,
and like the flash dryer like burns a hole in the bottom of the yacht, and we have to put some Flex Seal on it.
That's right. Flex Seal. Got to get that Flex Seal. You probably got like a whole fucking tank of that stuff.
I used it for the first time a couple months ago here on like my washout booth, because it was leaking a bunch of water, and it still fucking works. It's still like,
I'm not surprised, bud.
You can let any water out.
You can make a fucking boat out of screens with that shit.
And yesterday, Mike, the guy that works with me, we were talking, and we're like, we used to do this thing like Fun Friday on like Facebook Live, and just like get drunk at the end of work on Friday and just like talk about stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And we're like, we should do that, and we should just like do all these like Flex Seal things, to where like we just
and get sponsored by Flex Seal
and get sponsored by them. Except that guy that like promotes it's probably as shitty as that pillow dude. So I don't know.
Maybe there was one guy, I don't know if he was the Flex Seal guy, but he seemed pretty cool. He was the guy with the beard, and he was kind of stocky, but he died.
I think that is the guy.
Yeah, but he died. Yeah. So I think he was actually, he went down in history as like the best infomercial dude ever. That guy
like on a plane overhead thing or something.
Oh shit, that's a shitty way to go. Well, R.I.P. dude that I don't remember your name, but you made a lot of great infomercials. He had so much energy, and he was like so full of life. I bet he was a rad dude, and Flex Seal would have been a great product to go with. But now I don't know. I don't even know if they're on TV anymore. But maybe you could get the ShamWow guy. He seemed pretty cool too. Although he kind of looked like maybe he had a meth problem. I don't know for sure.
He totally had a meth. He had a prostitute, like he bit a prostitute or something.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got prostitutes. Somebody's got to do them, whatever.
Yeah, but he like bit her, or she bit him, or bit his.
Oh well, that's not good. Unless that's what you want and you're paying for it. Like whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe it was just a little too rough for him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, okay.
Yes. Back on track, maybe.
So I guess you answered one of my questions, which was going to be, what was your first band? And it was apparently us with the buttons. Well,
so that was like one of the first, and Assorted Jelly Beans. You remember those dudes?
Oh, shit. Of course I do. They do the Frankie Inky guitar stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. This is what you get when you don't use your brain. All right. Hey, that band's tight.
Worse. Yeah. So I don't remember even how I started talking to them. I think it like not Ricky Fitness, who was in the Aquabats, who was in Assorted Jelly Beans. He was like their original drummer.
Oh wow.
But Rick, I can't remember his last name, but he was like, I don't know how the hell it happened. But anyways, I did buttons for them, and that was like super cool, because man, like I don't remember what comp. Maybe it was like Cinema Beer Nuts or something, and they had that video.
Yeah. That's the one I remember them from.
Yeah.
And then like I heard the album later too, but like that's where those VHS tapes were so wonderful. Oh yeah,
I still have them. I still got that. I got like Fat Rex, like Peep Show, and
hell yeah, you do. But do you have a VHS player?
No,
that's the thing. Yeah, don't worry. I hook you up. I got a few.
Do you? All right. I bet
they only play. I'm in Europe though, so they only play German Scheisse porn or whatever they call it.
Well, make sure you,
because that's all they have VHS tapes for here.
Make sure you leave it in there when you ship it over, because I want to check one out.
Oh yeah, why not? Whatever.
Yeah. So that was cool.
So assorted jelly
working
beans.
with bands.
Yeah.
And the first like web store thing that we did was we did like buttons and stuff, and we did pins for bands, and then we'd be like, okay, well, you can have these pins for free if we can sell some. And that's kind of like how the web fulfillment started. And it was like, I remember the first 2 bands that we did enamel pins for that we did and put them online as well. Avenues.
Oh, hell yeah.
Gusto.
We were just talking about them. Oh, I know that band too. They're real good. People should check them out.
They should. From Madison.
Yeah.
Good guys.
Yeah. So you started with some tight Wisconsin-based bands. Not that we're from Wisconsin, but we're from near there. We spent a lot of, there's a lot of prisons in Wisconsin.
Like the Jeffrey Dahmer one in Portage.
Yeah, right? There's Portage. There's what is it? Economawalk. There's like a Supermax prison. I think it's Boscoville or something like that. Something weird that sounds like it's from Wisconsin, Yeah.
I'm getting up for a second. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good, dude. Yeah.
I guess nobody else would even know if they just listening. So
yeah, I could just name anything.
I don't even have to fucking say that.
It's from Waukesha,
Oh yeah, Waukesha.
Tight place to be.
So
are you drinking some nice Wisconsin beverage right now? No, that looks like a craft beer.
It is from Wisconsin, though. It is brewed and canned in Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's good.
Ode Lager. Someone left it. Central Waters. Okay.
Oh yeah, that Central Waters is good stuff. They make a lot of good stuff.
Somebody left it in the shop last week, so now I'm kind of hungover today. So I'm having.
Well, then you gotta have a hair of the dog if you're gonna do a podcast.
Exactly.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Gotta loosen up.
I don't recommend it every day, because if you're doing hair of the dog every day, you might have a problem.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's called for.
It absolutely is. And I don't think it's like hair of the dog after like 3 days. I think like after the third day, if you keep doing it, it's just like self-inflicted.
Yeah. Well, there's a different word for it. It's called alcoholism. And it's at that point you should probably pump the brakes or just like think about your life for a second. And I don't want to make fun of alcoholism too much, but you get it. Like not too much hair of the dog. That's the point. If you're doing too much hair of the dog, you might have a problem. Pump the brakes. Fucking check yourself. All right.
If you have spent any amount of time in Wisconsin,
then you may be an alcoholic.
Exactly. Then you know about alcoholism and how easy it could just be a slippery slope from wanting to party every day to becoming an alcoholic. Yeah,
it's true.
Man, it's so true. Like I lived up in Madison for a while, and I had to get out because it was like this is going south pretty quick, man.
In Madison, yeah, it's a party town. You got the college people there, and they love the party. And then you got like a cool bar scene there, and of course they like to party. And then like, I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff going on there, but it can be a party that just keeps going, and eventually you're like, "Where are my keys?"
Yeah, where's anything? Where's my?
It's like that fucking David Byrne song. Where am I? I don't know. Does he say that in that song? The fucking
I don't. even know.
David Byrne, burning down a house or some shit. This is not my beautiful wife.
Okay.
Whatever. Anyway, we got to get back into the history of Stupid Red because I love getting sidetracked, but I want to get to the bottom of this, and I don't give a shit if you're at the top. Like so much.
I don't know if you know this. Not a lot of people do. Way before Stupid Rad, there was, I had the site and it was SimeonRocks.com.
Okay, I've seen stuff from, I remember when you were doing that. You even had like an Instagram account, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was SimeonRocks.com, and I was kind of like doing the same thing, but just like not web stores, just like to promote bands and like going out on the town and like taking pictures and putting them up on the site and all that kind of stuff. And
it sounds like you knew the direction you wanted to go in, but you didn't know exactly like what it was yet.
And then I had kids, and then it kind of like just you got to work now, you know. Yeah,
for sure.
Just mow some lawns, make some money, and don't live your dreams out anymore because you have kids now.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, that's something to be said about that, but I also think it's like also important to keep the dream alive a little bit. Like you don't want your kids to suffer for it, but it's also kind of like if you're going to be a role model for your kids, you don't want them to think that their dreams are going to die, you know? Like you got to keep your dream alive so that they can have dreams too, right? I feel like there's 100%. There.
And I think that like starting Stupid Red and for them to actually like watch it grow and to watch, you know, what can become of something that you just have a passion for is huge. Like it shows them that you can start something from nothing and do what you want to, and you can have long blonde hair and look like an asshole to everybody, and it's okay. You know?
Well, that's the thing too. And I have to say, like, the fact that you kind of had this whole, I mean, your life was kind of set, right? Like you had this family business that you sort of like, I don't know, I guess you kind of inherited or something. And like you could have just done that. And like for a lot of people that would have been fine. But you were like, nah, you wanted something else. So you fucking quit that shit and you did your own thing. And that's punk as fuck, I gotta say. Like that whole like, I'm fucking, you know, it doesn't matter what came before me. This is my time. I gotta do what's the right thing for me. I think that's very I don't know. It goes beyond punk rock, I guess, but like then again, nothing goes beyond punk rock because that's what we're talking about here. It's like the coolest thing you could possibly do, I think. And the fact that you know, like you consider that when it comes to your kids about like keeping the dream alive, I think that's real cool too. So I don't know.
Yeah,
good job.
And that's the thing I just tell them like constantly, like you don't have to do something that you don't enjoy in life. Like you can find one thing and you can do it. Like, even if you don't make a lot of money, even, you know, happy, you just have to fucking be happy and don't work.
Spoken unlike a blue collar dude from the Midwest. You know,
exactly.
Like everybody I know, not that I am one, but like I know quite a few people from you know, Wisconsin in that area who are like, oh yeah, you want to go into show business? That sounds fun. Make sure you have a day job. Make sure you don't quit your day job. You know, like
don't
okay,
quit your day job.
Fucking, you better have a backup plan. And it's like, well, you know, I know so many people who like got into show business in one aspect or another. And they end up doing something completely different, but it's still in show business and they still fucking love it, you know? Like, and I include like everything around the industry in that, like whether it's a merch company or a record label as well, or even if you're just like booking bands or something, it's like, it's all connected. And I think that, you know, it's like you want to be a musician and fucking play shows, but like suddenly you're in a studio and you see the guy turning the knobs and you're like, ooh, I kind of like that even more. It's like, then you end up doing that. And it's like so many people I know, you know, they directed it's all coming back to the yacht. You know, you got your yacht and you're fucking you're going in a direction and the sea is like real big, but you're like, I see an island over there. I want to hit it. And maybe you're like, I want to get it right on this coast. But then you're like, oh wait, I veered off a little bit. It looks a little prettier over there, and there we go. That's where you end up.
Yeah, exactly. Like it just opens up the ocean to your yacht, dude. Like you know,
very relatable.
Yeah, especially for me and my yacht on the Virgin Islands right now.
Exactly.
But yeah, like when I head out on my yacht, when I leave the Virgin Islands, I have no plans, and I could do whatever I want now because I'm on a yacht.
That's right.
Yeah, because I have no idea where the fuck I'm going with this stupid analogy.
I do. You're going to fucking one of those islands.
Yes. St. Martin, I think, next.
Yes, that's probably one of them. I have no idea. But
with that, yeah, like you like I started with buttons. When I started working and making buttons, I never thought to myself, like, I'm going to print my own t-shirts one day, or I'm going to have a brand, or I'm going to work with amazing bands and do their tour merch. And, you know, like being able to get a band right now tour merch for a Dropkick Murphys tour, fucking awesome.
Oh, hell
you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, do you want to get into that?
Yeah, no? I mean,
it's not, yeah, that's announced. Whatever. That's fully announced.
Yeah, the tour, it starts for the Bomb Pops, their direct support for them.
For the Dropkick Murphys,
yeah, on the 21st. Yeah. Which is awesome. Like, I'm super stoked for them. They just did that tour with like Bayside and Hawthorne Heights.
That's right.
What else? And Census Fail. Yeah. So that was like a huge, you know, tour for them because it gets them in front of not exactly the same genre, but kind of, you know, in the vicinity, the more emo pop punk type thing.
Yeah.
And then they get to go in front of, well, I don't even know what a Dropkick Murphys crowd is, to be honest with you. I just imagine St. Patrick's Day and college kids getting drunk.
Yeah, you're like, if you ever been to Boston, that's what it's like. It's like tough guys and fucking shamrocks, you know? If you ever watched the movie Departed, you know, that's it. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio's there, Mark Wahlberg's at every show. And, you know, like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And then every show, like, he's telling his friends that go see Dropkick Murphys. He's like, how you like them apples?
That's pretty right.
Good, huh? Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, but it definitely is going to be a much more diverse crowd for them to get in front of, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, so it's pretty huge. And like, within the past couple of weeks, like everything about the tour changed, like with the COVID bubble and having to be super, super safe and to make sure that there's like minimal interactions. And, you know, like the merch order that was going to go in for them had to change like drastically because now they're going to have the venue selling the merch so that, you know, venues don't allow as much merch, you know, SKUs or whatever.
Yeah. And they take a cut.
Yeah.
All that bullshit. But yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
You don't have a merch dude getting money. You don't have a merch dude getting tips, which kind of suck. Mm-hmm. Which their tour manager usually does their merch too, and that kind of sucks for him. Yeah.
Huh. Well,
yeah. So that's awesome. And I got 2 days to print their stuff, everything for it.
You're gonna get started right after this, right?
I'm going to coat screens after this, so they're ready for Monday. Yeah.
There you go. Absolutely.
Yeah, so.
I know how it goes. I seen Ryan when he was getting ready for an Off with the Heads fucking tour, like the day of printing shirts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his own band, so you know, it's a little bit more that you can get away with there. But you know,
dude, I know how that guy goes hard, dude. Like I've been there to pick up shirts at like 11 o'clock at night. He's just in there printing, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm kind of like I have a pretty good work ethic, but at the same time, like I care about like family much more. Like I don't want to have this job. Like I don't want to hate what I do and not see my family because of it, you know?
Oh, of course. I mean, there's one thing if you hate what you do and don't see your family because of it. But if you love what you do and don't see your family because of it, it's a little bit better, you know? And hopefully you get to see your family and love what you do. That's like, you know.
Yeah. And I make sure that's
stuff.
what it is.
Yeah.
And I try to when I go to like festivals or events, like I try to bring my kids to everything that I can.
Oh
like,
yeah, I've seen them before.
Yeah, dude, you've danced with my daughter, man. So
that's right. She's good.
Their first concert ever was Masked Intruder in Milwaukee at like that Pabst thing.
Oh yeah.
Like it was like an outdoor thing.
That's
and,
right.
Like,
we played with that fucking that cool band from the 90s. That's right. Which is a tight band and also a great television show on Netflix.
I love that show.
Yeah. And
the newer seasons are kind of but
yeah, you know, whatever. They're trying to keep it alive and it probably just should have died. Whatever. It was great when it was happening, like so many other things. But yeah, that was a fun ass thing we did. You know, Milwaukee's full of cool stuff.
Yeah, Milwaukee's always a good time. I'm a strong. I can't even say these. I'm gonna like say something and like I'm gonna be like I love Milwaukee. Like I choose Milwaukee 9 times out of 10 against Chicago. Like I'd much rather go to Milwaukee or Madison. And then somebody from Chicago is gonna be listening like, fuck stupid Red. I hate that guy.
Yeah, you got to watch your mouth. You're like a CEO who says weird shit like Elon Musk and stuff. Like,
yeah, right.
But you can't, you know,
except
blast
I have
off
more money than him.
Yeah. You have much more money than him. You got a fucking yacht made out of a warehouse.
I make t-shirts, dude. Come on.
That's right.
Have you ever, how often do you see people walking around without a t-shirt?
Well, you save money on labor by doing a lot of the work yourself. Elon Musk ain't doing no work. He just, he's not even doing the thought stuff. He's just like, you know, it's like he goes to the grocery store and he's like, wait, I think you overcharged me. Does anybody here have a calculator? And then somebody else has to like show him a calculator. And he's like, all right, now you do the math. And then they do it all for him. And then he's like, oh, well, I guess the cashier was correct. I'm sorry, ma'am. Here's a $10,000 tip for me being an asshole. And then he goes and launches his car into space. And everybody's happy or unhappy, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how Elon Musk works, but it's probably something like that. Hi, Intruder Maniacs. Are you in a band? The answer is, of course you are. Everybody's in a fucking band these days. Anyway, if you're in a band, congratulations. I'm making the worst financial decision of your life. Aside from taking out college loans or something. Yeah. Now, there is a way to lessen the burden of such a financial decision. It's called merchandising. And Stupid Rad Merch Company is all ready to meet your merchandising needs. You want some t-shirts? Got a tight deadline you need them printed on? And because you booked a tour less than a month out and you didn't get canceled like everybody else's tours did? How about a bunch of weird random trinkets like keychains, medallions, and what about koozies? You know, like everybody likes koozies. Koozies are great because they keep your drink cold and your hand warm, or vice versa, depending on what you're drinking. Stupid Rad Merch Company can get all these made for you. Stupid Rad Merch Company is an in-house artist who can help you with your designs of stuff. They're still a small enough company that they pay special attention to you and your special needs. Because, you know, everybody's got special needs. Like, you probably mostly. And they even got a web store. That's where the real magic is. You go on tour and you sell your stuff, but chances are you're going to have some left over, or some fans are going to feel like left out because they didn't have enough money to buy something at your show. So they go on to stupidradmerch.com and find stuff from your band on there. They'll take care of all your production and shipping fulfillment needs. So go ahead, go on to Stupid Rad Merch Company's web store right now and check out all the tight bands that are already on there. They got a bunch of them, like got the Bomb Pops and like the Bad Cop and stuff. It's all good. All sorts of cool swag. And right now, if you go on there and at checkout you use the code PRISON, you can get 15% off all of the Stupid Rad Merch branded apparel at stupidradmerch.com. Go check it out. stupidradmerch.com.
guitar players. I bet you thought you were shit out of luck when it comes to finding your dream guitar or amp. You know, you go on some auction site or something and it's all crap. Yeah. Well, that's because, you know, you gotta look in the right place. And the right place is Yeah Man's Vintage and Used Guitars. They got exactly what you're looking for. Now, I know what you're thinking. Aren't they located in like Switzerland or something? Yeah, man, they are. Bern, Switzerland to be exact. But you know, you can get on the internet and you can go check out their website, yeahmansguitars.com, and you can order stuff on there. So, you know, it don't really matter where the heck you are in the world. You can just get on their website and find all sorts of cool stuff that you're looking for. And you might not even know that you wanted it until you see it on there, and there's a lot of good stuff. If you got something specific you're looking for and need some help finding it, just hit up Yeah Man Guitars on the electronic mail. That's the email. It's like 21st century and you got email and websites. It's like amazing. Some people will call it magic. Some people will call it science. I just call it, I don't know, crazy shit. yeahmansguitars@gmail.com. As far as email goes, it's where you email them. And while you're at it, get your band a tour in Europe and stop by the shop. Michael and the rest of the crew would love to meet you, I'm sure, and you could tell them Green sent you. Yeah Man's Vintage and Used Guitars.
That's what I'm doing wrong then.
Yeah.
I use my own phone, my own calculator,
yeah.
and do my own math with shit.
That would probably be the first step to greatness. You got to hire somebody to run the calculator for you.
If I hired somebody, then I'd have to pay somebody, and I wouldn't be richer than Elon Musk, though. That's the
shit.
problem.
That's true. I mean,
Yeah.
he's great, but you're definitely way more rich than him. So I don't know. I don't know how to get great, but you know, we work on it long enough. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, one of these days, I'll be great, and my kids will be proud of me.
So talking about the future of Stupid Red, you got the Bomb Pops coming up. Anything else like you know, like what's I don't know. We're not even, we're about what are we we're only in month 2 of this year, which feels weird.
February only.
Yeah. So
I have 1.5 bands that I'm talking to right now. We're going to be opening up a new web store. I really don't want to do like a bunch more web stores because it just takes a lot of time, and I want to like make sure that I can provide what each band needs.
And by that, do you mean just like having those bands on your web store? Like, what do you mean by more web stores, plural? Like you got the Stupid Rad merch, like web store, but then like people go there and they see other bands. Like, what do you mean?
So like I do all the web store, like right now, like I have the web store for the Bomb Pops, Bad Cop, Get Dead, Make War.
Okay.
So I do all the fulfillment, like the orders come in, I ship them out. I print their shirts, and then when tours come up, I do all their tour merch and make sure they have everything they need for tours. So I want to make sure that if I'm adding new bands or new web stores to Stupid Rad, that I'm not going to like
let you
wear myself thin or whatever.
Right.
Sure
you don't want
I can do what I
anybody
need
else to suffer from any expansions and whatnot.
Exactly, because like right now there's all those Punkin' Drublick and Punk in the Park shows coming up, and like three bands that I work with are playing like a bunch of them. So that means I have to get those 3 bands at the same time, all this merchandise out for it, you know? So
right. It becomes a bigger beast that you got to slaughter every fucking night. Oh,
exactly, dude.
Oh, shit.
But I'm like, right now I'm building a web store for Urethane, which is a cool band out of California, which has Steve Caballero in it, which is amazing because, being able to...
The Night Watcher.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
You know, I made my son get a pair of half cabs just out of respect, you know?
Hell yeah.
Like, yeah. So that's a pretty cool one coming up, and they've been playing a ton of shows with a lot of great bands. So I'm pretty stoked on that. And there's another band I talked to here and there, and like we want to get something ready, but it's, you know, like we were talking before, like with punk rock and how smoothly things go when you talk about it, and then 3 years later you finally do it. You know,
that's right. That's how smoothly things go with punk rock. Real rough.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to get out to like a bunch of events this year. Like there's AC Beer Fest is my first one I have planned, which is like a beer festival, and Alkaline Trio and Newfound Glory and Thrice are playing. So that should be cool. That's the only event I did last year because I didn't get a refund for the previous year.
Oh shit.
So yeah, so I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to. I don't want to lose that money. And it was a blast. But I'm gonna try, getting back out to Fest and Riot Fest. Just whatever like cool things pop up.
Yeah.
Like,
whatever doesn't get canceled, right?
Dude, exactly. I'm crossing my fingers so hard, like that things. Now that everybody had COVID in the past, like month.
That's the point. That's where we're at this point. It's like, well, everybody finally got it, so let's move on. Hopefully.
Exactly. Like, hopefully we can. I was looking at the stats like 2 days ago, and like last month it just like spiked so high, and now it's dropped a bunch. So I'm hoping that drop is continuous.
Yeah, it'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
So I think we covered Stupid Rad. I don't want to go too long because I know you got a hangover to kill and some merch to print, but I do want to ask you about crime stories. And do you got any?
Oh man, like crime stories that I was involved in.
Whatever. I said crime stories. I leave it broad because I want you to like do, whatever you want to talk about. You want to talk about the fucking what was his name? The Helter Skelter shit. We could just talk about that if you want to. Or like whatever you want to talk about.
Oh man, I don't know.
I try to prep people for this, but I haven't done one of these in like a couple months, so I forgot.
Yeah. Let's see. Crime stories, man.
It's also kind of more fun sometimes when you just hit people up on the fly, and they're always like, "Oh, I don't think I've really got any crime stories," and then they think of one, and they're like, "Oh shit, really?" Yeah.
There's like the small things that come to mind that I don't mind talking about.
I don't want to. Most of the time when I got people on here that I don't know personally, I'm like, yeah, why don't you go ahead and incriminate yourself, and then this podcast will blow up, and I'll be a rich, famous rock star podcaster. But when it's somebody I do know personally, I'm like, I don't want you to inseminate yourself. You just I love
inseminating myself though.
Oh wait, yeah. I think I love that too. I don't know. I'm not sure, but you're probably.
But it's probably good for you too when you get these like crime stories. And I'm not gonna say if you're a snitch or not, but if you get arrested, then you have something to give to get off.
That's true. I got them all pre-recorded. And people can just go find them on Spotify or wherever else you get your podcasts, because there's a lot of other places than Spotify to get that stuff. Also, just to sidetrack one more time, people quitting Spotify over the Joe Rogan bullshit. I'm like, there's so many fucking other reasons to quit Spotify. Dude, right? I would love to be sponsored by Spotify, in which case I would totally shut my mouth. Spotify, if you're listening, the gods of Spotify, like, you want me to shut my mouth? Just give me $1 million. Fucking shut them right up. I'll shut right up. But there's so many reasons to quit Spotify other than Joe Rogan. Like, they don't pay the bands. Absolutely. That's the main one. I can't think of any.
The owner looks like an asshole.
Oh yeah, and he's real big into the military industrial complex. Apparently, he likes to give money to these private companies that fund fucking wars. Basically, more to it than that. But I'm not that eloquent, right? And there's so many other options. That's the main point. Like,
exactly.
So many other options.
They just made it so easy, and that's what sucked.
Yeah, I know. That they did a good job creating a thing, but they didn't do very good with some of the other stuff. So whatever.
No, it's definitely not a labor of love for that dude.
Yeah, it seems like a labor I hate. I see this picture online and it's like, oh god damn, he looks like he's pissed off all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, it's like I hate records. Don't nobody buy no fucking records. I fucking stream that shit.
He's like, I'm gonna take all the fucking money that I'm not paying bands, and I am just gonna get vinyl plants to say they're super busy. So bands can't press vinyl and actually make money off there.
Yeah. He's buying, he's funding all of the vinyl sales for fucking I don't know who's hot these days, Christina Aguilera or some like
I heard Adele is the reason that all the fucking record plants got like super
she did come out with a new album like last year or something. So I wouldn't be surprised, but Adele is legit. Like she's fucking, I would buy that album. But he's probably just buying them all up and being like, you got to print more, and then we bringing it full circle. Fucking, you got to call Joe Rogan about this shit. It's some conspiracy shit, and you get Joe Rogan versus the guy from Spotify in a conspiracy battle, and then they're gonna go at it, and the winner fucking takes all. Joe Rogan will probably be the owner of Spotify soon.
And did you notice,
to be true,
not to like push this conspiracy even further with Spotify and vinyl plants?
Nobody wants to push conspiracies further.
Have you noticed that computers, MacBook, I'm a Microsoft Surface guy, Surfaces, like all the big, good computers these days do not have CD-ROMs. So you can't even burn your own CDs to sell at shows anymore.
That's true.
I'll bet you Spotify bought off Microsoft and Apple and said, do not put fucking CDRWs. Is that what they are?
Yeah, something like that. They were CDRs and then CDRWs because they were rewritable. And somehow putting a W in there made it less confusing.
So I think that he probably paid off these two big companies to not put that on, because now a band can't even burn a CD and give it to you for free. Even you have to go on Spotify and listen to it because they pay. I mean, they may have paid Apple and Microsoft to stop putting CD-ROMs in their computers.
Yeah, that could be true. Also, anybody who's listening about this, you can totally go to Radio Shack or some shit and buy a CD-ROM for like $15 and it hooks up to USB. So do that and buy some CDs from some bands, because even though I never fucking liked CDs, it's still better than fucking streaming that shit for free on Spotify. Yeah.
I wanted to like try to start a thing where you just have like a flash drive and then you sell a flash drive, because like cars nowadays have like that, you just like plug in the USB.
I feel like that was a thing. I mean, I remember when they were doing it for a short time with mini discs. That was a thing, but like nobody has a fucking mini disc drive. Like nobody had that. Nobody had that. I think you could even do it like a thing at McDonald's where it was like the new what's her name?
Yeah,
fucking
like Britney Spears.
Yeah, that's the thing. She had like a single out, and you could go to fucking get a Happy Meal at McDonald's, fucking pop in the fucking mini disc to your mini disc drive, and people go into the car. They're like, "Okay, where's the mini disc drive?" Shit, I ain't got one. I guess I gotta go buy one of those to listen to this fucking single that's gonna be on YouTube soon anyway.
I'll get it from fucking LimeWire or whatever.
That's true. That's what people did. Those were the days.
And then it's gonna be a Christina Aguilera song that you download anyway.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the real. Yeah, that's true. Not even the same song title, but yeah, that's the thing too about Spotify is like, if you want to steal music, fucking steal music. Fucking get on that fucking LimeWire shit. That was back in my day, Back in my day, we had LimeWire. We actually had to fucking risk it and go up against the government trying to fucking snuff us out to fucking get our free ass fucking tunes. And
You
it
had
was
to
a lot of
fucking
fun.
download it at 56K, dude.
Oh yeah, with a dial-up modem. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
And
A.
it took like 3 days to get one song, and then it wasn't even the right song.
That's right. It was luck of the draw. Everything was like the real Wild West. And it was a lot of fun
It was.
and terrible. But it was like you would doing the robbing instead of paying somebody else to do it. That's just paying for a service. Do your own fucking robbing and stealing, buds.
I don't know if you ever were into stealing baseball cards, and like,
Sure, why not?
I'm assuming like as a young child that you probably stole your friends' baseball cards and sold them and made money and stuff like that.
Allegedly.
I can't say that. I can't see you buying them, but stealing them. But
Yeah.
did you have a baseball card collection as a kid?
Oh, I mean, yeah, probably. Yeah, I think I still fucking do actually. Football cards too, and definitely some Marvel cards. Yeah,
there were these baseball cards, and they had like a record in them, so you
Holy
could put them on
shit,
your
really?
record player. Yeah, it was like like those flexies that everybody like throws in with orders now.
Right.
So it was like kind of a flexi, but it was tiny on a card, and you put it on. It would like tell you a little story about a baseball player. That was pretty cool. That was a good media of a type of media for listening.
That's pretty cool.
It was the same as those mini discs at McDonald's. Like nobody's gonna fucking really listen to it,
Well,
it's a cool idea.
Yeah, but people still probably had record players when they were coming out. I mean,
that's true.
The funnest thing for
I'm
me
a record player. Look what I was listening to before we came on.
Oh, that's a good ass album. You should.
Yeah, it really is.
Hell yeah. But yeah, this is an audio podcast, so it was a Mass Intruder album. Everybody,
everybody's gonna be like, I can't see it.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. Intruder Green likes a Mass Intruder album of all things. But yeah, I was gonna say that's the fun thing about I like to get albums and stuff, but it's real hard to find the shit from the 90s, which was like a golden age for punk rock. Like lots of cool punk rock was coming out in the 90s, but it was not getting pressed on vinyl because that was like the explosion of CDs, which is also probably why punk rock became so popular, because it was like suddenly it was real cheap to make media, and it was also getting cheaper to record that stuff. So it was like a perfect thing where all these like shitty punk bands could be just like, all right, fucking, instead of trying to like pinpoint like this is the next hot band, they were just like Machine Gun Fire. All right, that one hit good. Fucking Rancid, fucking Green Day, Offspring, whatever. And
it really was, man.
Yeah. But so because of the CD explosion, there was no records being pressed. Except for some reason, a lot of bands got their shit pressed on vinyl in Europe. Because I guess, Europe's always like 10 years behind like the advancements in technology going on in the States. I don't know. That's just the way things are around here. I believe it to be true. But what's cool now is I can find a lot of those fucking albums that seem like they're real hard to find in the States, that they're more prevalent here. So it's been kind of cool fucking vinyl hunting shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. And that's it, man. Like vinyl it's not just like collecting music, it's like collecting art too. You know what I mean? Like having that tangible vinyl in your hand and being able to like see the art and like display it while you play the record, and you can look over and be like, oh, look at that. That's a nice, that's a nice cover on an album. And it has just that feeling. And I remember like I was collecting vinyl. I think like the first records I bought were Lagwagon Hoss.
Oh yeah.
Because Fat was always really good at pressing. Like, what was it? Lagwagon.
Yeah, they were still doing vinyl in the 90s and 2000s, right?
Yeah. trying to remember. Fuck, dude. Rancid radio single. I know. No Effects, Fuck the Kid.
Hey,
45. But yeah, just like, and then you kind of like, I don't want to say like grow up, but you know, start drinking too much and stop caring about shit. And then
you
sell
start
your
spending your money on all this
and,
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you look back and you're like, man, you start when you're an adult because you kind of have money again, at least enough to buy a record. And you just like think back and like, man, I wish I didn't sell that stuff. But it's really cool to like collect records again. I actually sold like 80% of my record collection to do Stupid Rad and like grow Stupid Rad more.
Well, there you go. Now you got tons of records.
Exactly. You know, I don't even need records. I just like, sometimes I just like, for records I sold, I just call the bands now and have them sing to me.
That's
cool.
right. That's right. That's what you want. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Because you're like, are you going to fuck with me? I live on a yacht. Hey.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, guys, I'm on my yacht. I didn't bring my turntable.
That's right.
But I really want to hear this song. and I will pay you the amount of royalties that Spotify pays you right now.
There you go.
To sing me this song.
Absolutely.
So I have them sing it to me like 10,000 times over the phone, and then I pay them like 7 cents. Awesome.
Yeah. You just put them on speakerphone and carry around it with you while you're shopping. And you're like, good job.
Exactly.
Good job.
And then
peasant
and then
punk
they can't
rocker.
go on tour because their throat, they have no voice left after making 7 cents.
That's just the cost of doing business with Stupid Rat, I guess, you know.
It really is. I just rip everybody off.
Oh, I believe it to be true. Well, okay. So we didn't get to a crime story, but I think that kind of counts. We talked a little bit about crime.
I think we talked like about nothing more than stuff.
Yeah. That's what crime is, really. If you
and it's like with the whole podcast. I just like go off. Sorry, dude.
No, that's what we want. That's what I want. I mean, I'm the only one, so I guess that's what the royal that's what the royal we wants. Yeah.
Exactly. See, like I have this yacht and you have this podcast, and you can do whatever the fuck you want. And if you don't like something, you're like, get out of here.
That's right. Yeah. Absolutely.
I've thrown bodies off of my yacht.
That's right. I'm sure you have. and those bodies were still alive, and they got real pissed at you after that happened. But it was still a good time.
I remember going back to how I pay bands Spotify wages.
Oh yeah.
So I actually had one of the bands I work with come on my yacht and bring a whole like PA system and like set up, and they played like for 8 hours straight. And it was funny because they played for 8 hours, which means they had to play like 16 albums.
That's
day.
right.
Yeah,
that's true.
And
did you demand all, no repeats?
No repeats. No.
Oh, wow.
They could do cover songs though.
Well, yeah, I hope so.
But only cover songs of bands I work with.
Oh,
because
shit.
I don't want to have to pay like royalties to other bands that I don't work with.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier,
because,
to keep
because you still got to pay the royalties and everything when you're doing all this weird business on your yacht. You definitely don't want to piss off ASCAP.
No, dude. And the thing is like they play those 16 albums, and it's only about, let's see, how many songs does a 30-minute punk rock album have? About 25.
Yeah.
So they play that many songs, but I still only owe them like $4 by the end of the day.
That's true.
And then like one day they were like, I think we kind of like deserve more than $4. I was like, you have fucking 7 million plays on Spotify. How much did you get paid for that? And they tell me, I'm like, how about I'll pay you that? So just shut your fucking mouth, or I'm throwing you over the edge, because I want to pay you better than Spotify at least.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same. I'm paying them for their music, right?
That's the way it is. That's the way the music industry works in 2022. It's a beautiful, ugly thing.
And that's how we treat it. And that's how we fucking treat our artists here at Stupid Red.
I believe it to be true. Simeon, it's been good talking to you, man.
It's been great. I'm so happy I'm away from my family right now and talking to you.
Cut that part out. I love you, dude. But yeah.
Yeah, love you too, man. I had a great time. Thank you for having me on today.
Hell yeah.
It would be interesting to see who listens the whole way through because I hate my voice and I talk about
like your
nothing
voice
way too much.
We talked about a lot of good stuff.
I go to Burger King all the time. Burger King's like the closest thing to my yacht where I work.
It's just floating out there, right near the Virgin Islands.
Yeah, exactly. So, I actually paid Burger King to set one up.
Oh, good.
Oil rig
because you like it so much. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, you can set up on this oil rig, and I will be a patron every day. I spend more at fucking Burger King every day than I pay a band for playing for me for 8 hours. Well,
yeah, I mean, Burger King's fast food is gotten way more expensive. Like
it has.
It's tough. It's a tough gig.
So I go through like the drive. I go through the drive-through on my like I have this little like schooner thing that I have attached to my yacht.
Oh,
so
right.
I can go to the drive-through every day. So I don't have to take my yacht around the drive-through.
That's right.
And
probably don't fit.
I go and they call me Kelpie G, which is a SpongeBob reference.
Okay.
It's like the Kenny G character, and he has like long like.
Oh yeah, whatever. You've got long hair.
It's like Kenny G, and they say that my voice is like sounds like him, like a sultry, nice voice.
I believe it to be true.
So that's my fucking 10-minute story about my voice and what somebody thinks about it at Burger King.
Well, I would love to go to Burger King on your yacht with you someday. When I get back to the States, we should make it a point to do that, actually.
I would love that. I just have to make sure I'm back in the States. I travel a lot.
That's true. The Virgin Islands aren't really in the States.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. We could go anywhere.
So, but once you come back, when you guys are out on some crime sprees and all that, then we'll get some Burger King. I'm big fan of Whoppers.
That's what they sell at Burger King, right? Yeah. Not the other stuff.
Sometimes I get them for breakfast, dude. I do. I'm not gonna lie.
Why not? It's protein.
No shame. Yeah.
Protein and grease. That's what you want for breakfast.
And once in a while, I'll feel like super healthy. I'm like, I'm gonna get really healthy, and then I get like an Impossible Whopper.
Oh yeah.
For breakfast.
Well, because you're like, I feel really healthy, maybe a little too healthy. Maybe I need a fucking. Okay. I get where you're going. You're Impossible Whopper. You're like, oh, it's vegan, so it's healthy.
No, I don't get a vegan because I get like extra mayonnaise on it.
Oh yeah, that's what you want.
Vegetarian, yeah.
It's like this kind of tastes like Burger King meat, which don't really taste like meat, but I guess if I douse it with mayonnaise, then it doesn't fucking matter.
Exactly. And the thing is like Burger King always has like 2 sandwiches for $6. So usually I would like get a meal if I get a regular Whopper, but if I'm trying to be healthy and eat Impossible Whoppers, I don't get a meal because I don't want to eat French fries, which are deep fried. So I get 2 Impossible Whoppers and then eat 2 Impossible Whoppers with extra mayonnaise.
Because you don't want that deep fried grease in there. That's bad for you. Yeah, absolutely.
So I eat like a quarter cup of mayonnaise per sandwich, and yeah,
it's impossible. Whopper. Wow. Yeah.
Oh my god, this is good. This is good fucking good shit right here, man.
Well, At this point, I'm either going to start talking.
How many times are you going to try to end this? And I'm just going to keep fucking talking.
Well, that's up to you, bud. I could keep trying to end it all night.
It's all good.
Is it? We'll see.
It is.
Yeah. I gotta go pee. So
me too.
Okay.
So you're saying we should bring this call in the bathroom together? Cool.
Absolutely. That'll be a great. Actually, that would be a wonderful soundtrack to the fucking podcast. Except I gotta go outside. I ain't got a toilet heat. I ain't got no yacht. You get to piss in the ocean.
It's awesome. Yeah.
You don't need no
wouldn't pee.
Pisser.
I wouldn't pee on like with audio because I don't want to be embarrassed about my pee stream and how much.
Oh, you probably get stage
because I'm so old now.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't get stage fright. It's just like I'm so old. Like my fucking prostate is squeezing that fucking like urethra or whatever so bad.
Yeah,
so just like little spurts of pee come out.
I totally get stage fright.
I ejaculate more sperm than I can pee out at one time.
Okay.
Like my pee just like spurts out.
Yeah.
But there's more ejaculation that comes out when I ejaculate than how much pee comes out when I pee.
I mean, I'm just picturing you ejaculating now, and it's pretty hot.
Thank you. Yeah.
But like that could be. I don't know. Like maybe you need to make more kids or something. I don't know. That it sounds like you got an over productive some kind of gland or something. I don't know. But it could be good, like maybe you could make even more money going to the sperm bank then. Because I don't think they buy pee unless you're in one of those countries where you can buy, like, they got the vending machines where you can buy girls like poop panties and stuff, which is fucking crazy. But
I said, way too creepy about that. Yeah.
Yeah, you did. I mean, it was probably just creepy enough. I don't know. Like, people buy it, so who am I to judge what should people be into? Whatever.
One last thing really quick here. I was talking to my mom on the phone on my way to my shop today.
All right.
And she was like, "Oh, what are you doing today?" I was like, "Oh, I'm going to do a podcast." She was like, "Oh, send me the link when it gets released." I cannot wait for her to listen to these last 10 minutes.
I can't either. It's going to be good. I hope I get to see the texts or to hear the phone call. Just loop me in, put me on we'll do a conference call. Talk about it. I'll bail you out.
Okay, one more thing because I just can't stop fucking talking. And I just want to see you pee your pants. I was thinking today when I was talking to my mom, I was like, you know what I should do? What would be cool? Like I've always thought about doing a podcast, but I just don't have time for any of that or anything. But it would be fun to like do like a podcast like with me and my mom who has like no idea of anybody or anything going on, and just have her talking and like try to like talk to these people and just to see how it would go, because she'd be like the sweetest like Wisconsin woman, like, "Oh, hi, how are you? Oh, so you play music?" And it would just be like,
yeah, I could see it.
And then I'd come in here being like, "Mom, did you know that I ejaculate more than I pee?"
And she'd be still sweet about it. She'd be like, "Oh, honey, I didn't know about that, but maybe you should go to the doctor."
She'd be like, "Well, your father ejaculated a lot inside of me. I have 4 kids."
Oh, good God. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Anyway.
That's good. That's good podcast. I would say it's good radio, but nobody does that these days. Yeah.
No I listen to a morning show on my way to work every day. It's okay.
Yeah. Radio, I would love to do a radio show. It'd be a lot of fun. You could play music and stuff. I don't play music on my show because I'm like, well, what if I get rich and famous someday and all the bands that I played are like, "Hey, where's all those royalties?" And I'll be like, "Oh shit, there goes my whole fortune. Fuck."
Send them my way.
I just gotta hire Simeon. I'd be like, "Hey, you heard where the sponsor was. You talk to Simeon. He's got your fucking money. He's gonna pay you as good as Spotify."
I was gonna say, I'll pay I pay to sponsor things as good as I pay my artists too.
There you go. Yeah.
People are gonna listen to this and they're gonna be like, "Wow, that guy's a fucking asshole." There's like some people that like don't understand humor. So
Yeah, I live in East Germany, so I'm surrounded by them.
Not too many jokesters around there, huh?
No, it is what it is. People gotta work. People gotta work. Some people gotta make jokes. LA is a long ways away from here. That's I think where all the comedians hang out is Los Angeles. But I don't want to rip on East Germany too much because they've been through some shit here, and I can kind of understand why they're not so humorous because you go from I don't know, just Google East German history and figure it out. I don't need to get into a lesson here about
for sure
the toils and troubles of the people I live around, but whatever. They're real lax with the law here, so crime is real easy. Lots of slaps on the wrists, and they got weird rules. You can walk around with booze here, just out in the open, and nobody gives a shit. So that's nice, that is. I used to. It's kind of nice. It used to.
It's kind of like Wisconsin.
Yeah, well, it's technically illegal there. I see people get busted.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like in Halloween in Madison.
Yeah. Well, it was just too crazy. They couldn't fucking handle it. It's like, what are you gonna do? Park your truck at the border and not let anybody pass? I still feel like I'm getting away with something though. So it's good. Yeah. That's the main point. You got to feel good about yourself, about getting away with something. Yeah. All right. Simeon. I love
Green. You. It's been real, dude.
Go press some fucking shirts and figure out which band you're gonna screw over next.
I can't wait.
I can't wait to find out about it.
Yep. You'll find out about it on like I don't know, some website like no, I'm not going there. Okay, cool.
Like youporn.com or something. I don't know. Yeah. Those are the only websites I look at anyway. But speaking of websites, where can people find Stupid Red? It's like stupidredmerch.com or something like that.
Stupidredmerch.com. Yeah, dude. And that's where like all the web stores are with like Bombas, Bad Cop, Make War, Get Dead, bunch of good stuff. Got a bunch of other good stuff on there too.
The best thing is we're talking about it, and like halfway through this whole fucking podcast, there's going to be an ad where I talk about it. So people are going to hear all fucking about it. It's the Stupid Red special, and it's
like,
this
by the time they get done, they're like, I'm really sick of Stupid Red. I'm not going there.
That's right. No, but you shouldn't be because there's tons of cool shit on there. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't have a fucking link to it on the Intruder Green website, but we're going to make that happen now because I just thought of it.
And you know what? I'm going to put a link because you have a stolen goods web store now, don't you?
Well, no, not stolen goods. They were found.
Okay. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm not
legitimately found.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
So I will put a link to that on my website because that's good for like Euro people because they can get it without paying $40 for shipping.
That's true. And I feel like, if it keeps going, my whole thing with it is like if it picks up, maybe I'll try to do more with it. But we've had a few orders. It's kind of cool. Like people from Europe are picking it up, and awesome. So it could be cool. Yeah, absolutely.
You're gonna be my fucking competition, and it's gonna be and it's gonna be
a weird thing.
It's gonna be like you're gonna have the advertisement. It's gonna be like, "Do not shop at Stupid Red Merchandise Company." Yeah,
but that's the wrong name. So like technically, it's not defamation or whatever. Yeah. All right.
All right. Cool. I'm gonna let you pee. I'm gonna go pee.
Good. Go pee. I love you, dude. We'll speak again soon. All right?
Yes, we will, sir.
All right.
All right,
Hit
man.
those shirts.
I will.
Later. And that's it for the Intruder Green podcast. You can hit me up on all the socials at Intruder Green or go to intrudergreen.com for all sorts of cool stuff. The Intruder Green calling line is +1 608-535-9608. Nobody fucking calls me. Give me a call. Patreon.com/Intruder Green if you want to become a patron, a producer of the podcast, rather. The Intruder Green podcast is produced by Colin Bennett, management by Anka Kramer, hair and makeup by Genevieve Smith, set design by Dylan Raymer, catering Matthew Hendershot, lighting Squeak Lights, Rahway, New Jersey. Our theme song is Particles by Pipe Bros. I need ammunition, not a ride.